What's the matter with them?
They're good.
I know they're good. That's why we bought them.
You make me want to get I can't even talk. Chocolate chip cookies right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever go to Trader Joe's, they're called the crispy, crunchy chocolate chip cookies. And apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but every time we go to the one in Mandarin on San Jose, they don't have them anymore. But we went to the beach one the other day after we left the beach, and they had them.
Did you get like 6 boxes of them? Or 6 containers?
We actually got one each. Hers is probably in way better shape than mine is, though.
That's because you work from home.
But that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, I didn't eat any today until just now. But
Maybe
also, those beers
influence-
kind of made me want some cookies.
My influence didn't help.
So we were just up at Strings watching that JU game.
Yep.
That one stings, man.
I mean, to be fair, actually, not really, but...
Yeah, what? What are you going to say?
Bellarmine, or whatever the hell they're
Bellarmine.
Bellarmine. They shot lights out from 3, man. They could not...
Oh, absolutely.
Fell according to plan for them.
Absolutely. And I can't slight them for that at all, but... So close, dude.
And there were some shots by Bellarmine that were like, only in street ball would you shoot that, like a fadeaway 3 with shot clock running out, banks in, and then the floater, I think it was on the right side of the key in the second half. It's like, what is this? Like, this guy Fleming, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Fleming. He's CJ Fleming. He's the grad student, number 25. Yeah, he was the one that was chucking them up from all over the place.
Since when do grad students play?
I don't know. I mean, he came from LaSalle, so
poverty school.
He probably.
Sorry for anyone who went to LaSalle. So
he's only 6 foot 180, but I mean, he was picking them apart. And
what pissed me off is the guy
with the dreads. Dylan Penn. Yeah,
he absolutely.
He's our leading scorer, so I mean,
he tore it up tonight against JU, but
he played like a senior. I'll give him credit. If you don't know, this is like kind of our live reaction. We just came back from Strings from watching the game as Bellarmine wins the A-Sun Conference Championship with a score of 77-72 over JU. But here's my beef, bro.
Go ahead. Go off, King.
Here's my beef. Bellarmine was a Division II school, I think, 2 years ago. And according to NCAA rules, you have to wait, I think it's 4 years, which is absurd.
It's either 4 or 5. I feel like 5 would be a good number just because it's a round, fair number.
Regardless, it's way too many. So they have to wait in order to be playoff, postseason eligible, quote unquote. They can't go to the big dance even though they just won the conference.
And for those that don't know, the big dance is just NCAA tournament that starts next week, actually.
Yep.
And
First
Selection
4
Sunday is in 5 days.
Gosh, right around the corner. Anyway,
continue.
Bellarmine not making the tournament because they're coming up from D2 to D1, I think is stupid in itself.
I agree.
I don't think that should be a rule. I mean, you should be rewarded for playing well. Am I wrong there?
Not at all. Or you are not wrong, yes.
I'm correct.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But I think that part of it is stupid. But with the way the rules are now, the fact that Jacksonville State, who is just sitting at home on their asses,
who lost to JU
last week, gets to go to the tournament just because they're the higher seed. How the hell does that make sense? JU earned this by beating Jacksonville State to get to this game, but just because they lose to Bellarmine, they get punished by not even being able to go to the tournament, and the team that they just beat last week gets to go. I don't understand how that makes any sense at all.
It doesn't, and it's not just you. I know some people were talking about it on social media today, or tonight, and even Scott, your brother who's the voice of the Dolphins, said it on the radio broadcast at the end of the game. He said it's kind of ridiculous that Bellarmine doesn't get into the tournament because of
Bellarmine should be the team. I'm upset that JU's not going, but it should be Bellarmine in the tournament right now. It makes no sense.
I agree. These rules are stupid, and that's why the NCAA are full of hypocrites that don't know what they're talking about, don't know what they're doing, and this is why I'm just over the NCAA. I've been over them for years, and if you remember a podcast long time ago, I went off on the NCAA. The NCAA
I do recall,
is a
yes.
joke, and this is another example of why the NCAA are just full of frauds and hypocrites and money-hungry old white men.
Old white men indeed. Now, there is apparently proposition out there to be voted on to change it from 4 or 5 years to 2 years.
I still think it should
But
be
I still
zero,
think it should be 0. I don't know. Or maybe just 1. I don't even know why you have to. I mean, if you're coming from D2 to D1, what is it doing that actually benefits anyone? I mean, I feel like...
The only thing I can think of is maybe competitive advantage. But the problem is... Bellarmine just won the A-Sun within 2 years of joining the A-Sun.
Right.
So competitive advantage goes out the window.
And with competitive advantage, that aspect, you're coming from Division 2 to Division 1. It's not like you're going from D1 to D2. That's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
You know, you were in the higher seat. You're like getting relegated like in soccer or something like that. No, this is even different. I mean, if you get...
even then they can
if
still
you go
win
down,
I think. At least
it's
I
still...
think.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. NCAA, please make it make sense. I don't understand.
Maybe we should get sponsored by the NCAA.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they'd listen to us.
Well, Mike, you know what will help is the fact that Liberty and, I guess, Jacksonville State are going to be leaving the conference in 23-24. So...
Good riddance.
Yeah, good riddance. Jacksonville State, it's bullshit. You shouldn't be going to the big dance. I'm sorry.
Jacksonville State just causes problems for us. First football with Florida State, beating Florida State.
Oh, God, why did you have to bring that
and
up?
then basketball, they're in the big dance over a local team, JU.
And their name is Jacksonville State, so people think when they
They're
play,
from
they think it's in the same
Florida,
spot.
but we're
Yeah.
not. They're not even in the state of Florida. They are in Alabama.
Ugly-ass Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, you're like the 9th best team in your... I don't even know how many good teams
I might
are
get
in
canceled
Alabama.
just for that statement I just made, but it's okay.
Yeah, well, those teams will be going to the Conference USA, so
That's
JU is young, too.
Yes. New coach.
New coach, obviously, Jordan Mincy, who has completely turned the culture of this program around. I cannot say that enough. My mom tells me she's a season ticket holder. Shout out to you, Mom, for being a season ticket holder with my stepdad. And
Does she listen?
she will plug in Scott in her ear and watch the game live.
No, I'm talking about the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Better than my girlfriend.
Mine listens, so.
Yeah. Hey, proud of her. But no, Jordan Mincy.
Shout out Julia.
Who comes from Florida, who has just completely turned the culture around in this program. More involvement with the community, more involvement with the fans, things like that you really want to see out of your head coach that just bring positivity to this team. And you only lose, I mean, technically only one guy, who's Jordan Davis, who's a graduate student.
Oh, which we just blasted Bellarmine for the grad student, and
Yeah.
I realized Jordan was a grad student as well. So apologies, Jordan.
That's okay. Yeah, we love him.
He went to actually a decent school in Middle Tennessee
And he went to Dayton,
and
too.
Dayton. So those are actually respectable schools. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
where
I
the other
mean-
guy went, but
Mike Marsh is only redshirt sophomore. Bryce
none of
Workman's
these-
a redshirt junior.
none of these guys are going to the NBA draft, so they'll be
No,
here
no.
or they might transfer. So we'll see what.
Well,
the transfer
and
portal-
that's the thing. That was the problem with the program in years past. The culture wasn't there. The head coach was not. Tony Jasic was apparently not a really good guy. He pissed a lot of people off, and that's why there were so many transfers in his tenure. I think with this team, with this coaching staff, I don't think there's going to be a lot of transfers.
Honestly, are you surprised? The guy's name is Tony. There's not many nice guys that are named Tony.
I'm trying to think if I know a Tony
I can't
right
think
now.
of one.
Tony Gerhardt.
I mean, they're nice guys. But who?
I said Tony Gerhardt instead of Toby Gerhardt.
Oh gosh.
Tony. I had a pastor when I was growing up, Father Tony. He was a nice guy. He gave us all spaghetti on his last day.
No comment. But yeah, no, JU's got a bright future going forward. Young team, and hopefully everyone sticks around for another year. And if not, they'll just replenish with recruiting. So, bright future for Jordan Mincy and company.
Agreed. I think their crew, the recruiting class, coming in should be good as well. So, hats off to JU for their season. I would be remiss if we didn't mention UNF. I mean, they did play.
They
not
did play
to their standard.
They did play in a tournament. That's all we gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, they lost first round against Lipscomb and it just didn't look great. But next year's a new year. Hopefully, they got some recruits coming in that can help them out, and we'll just have to see. So, finally, without further ado, welcome to Dimes on Duval.
About 10 minutes in?
Yeah, probably. Let's look at the number here. We are, 10 minutes in. Alongside, of course, Mike Yazji, I'm Keith Manzi. Another episode here for you all, for your listening pleasure. Skylar is out of the office tonight, but we will have him on at the very end to talk a little bit about TPC. But, Mike, the bulk of this episode is going to be about football. And, we talked about it last week where there wasn't a lot of football to really touch on about, instead of just speculation. Things happened today, like literally today. Today is Tuesday the 8th. Like 4 things broke, and it was like, holy crap. I was eating pizza when you sent to Dimes on Duval, or maybe it was Skylar in our group chat, and then someone else sent something, I didn't actually see what it was, but I was like, all right, these 2 guys both sent me something. Something must have just happened. And it was the Aaron Rodgers news. But we'll touch on that later on. I think we should first jump into the Jaguars. So, Cam Robinson, franchise tag, 2nd year in a row. Thoughts? Oh, wait, I just said thoughts. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
I don't get it, but
10-10. Every single one of their posts. Frank Frangie had to go pee. Thoughts? Rick Ballou sneezed on air. Thoughts? I hate their social posts. They are so bad. Oh, man. Okay, anyway. So, Cam Robinson franchise tag. Go ahead.
Anyway.
I didn't say thoughts there. I said just go ahead.
As for the Cam Robinson franchise tag, in my opinion, I think it's not deserved, but it's needed. Reason why I say it's not deserved is that Cam Robinson is not a top 5 left tackle in the NFL, in my opinion. And I think across
I would agree with that.
A lot of people in Jacksonville and maybe the NFL. As for it's understood why I think they did it is because they need to find a way to protect Trevor Lawrence. Cam Robinson is not a terrible left tackle. He could be a really great right tackle. I just wonder if they are tagging him with the intention of trading him, because a lot of teams would pay up for him right now. And when it came to either him or DJ Chark, I would have rather franchise tagged Cam Robinson over DJ Chark.
I'm with you there.
DJ's going to get paid somewhere very handsomely. Well, people may think it's deserved. He's really done nothing for me to earn that contract. However, you can't give DJ Chark top 5 receiver money, especially with the way the market is right now.
I agree with that.
Especially after some free agents that Jaguars are possibly targeting that we mentioned in the last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago. Those top 3 are gone. Devontae Adams, Mike Williams, and Chris Godwin, all gone. So, signing Cam Robinson isn't a terrible idea. I just wonder if there's more to come with Cam Robinson, especially if they're going to keep him in Jacksonville, or if they're going to swing him the right tackle and make Walker Little left tackle, or maybe even put him at guard. Because having him at a guard is better than Andrew Norwell and AJ False Start Can. Granted, Cam Robinson is very notorious for his holding penalties, so
yeah.
I'll cut him some slack. Cut Can some slack, but yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's I get it, but I also am not a fan of it, because I personally would have franchised neither of them, taken Evan Neal at 1, and maybe signed someone in free agency, because it looks like the free agent targets on the offensive line are not as terrible as originally expected.
I don't mind it. I really don't. I at first, maybe you asked me a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I was pretty against it. I was on the same boat as you of not tagging either him or DJ. But now that it's happened, I've come to terms with it. I think it's another year to see just how you can protect Trevor. I agree with that statement. And maybe you do what you said. Maybe you move him around a little bit. Maybe you try him at either side. I think last year was probably his best year that we've seen, which isn't saying much. I mean, I don't think he was outstanding, but he was serviceable. And in this situation, you tag him, you have him for another year, you see if he works out, and you let him go, or if he does work out, then you sign him. But I was just very kind of taken aback because I really thought we were going O-line in the draft. But, you still could. I just don't think it would make as much sense now. I still think we end up just trading that pick back, but I have no idea.
I would love to trade that number 1 pick. I just don't see it happening. I don't think anyone's going to trade up to get one of these offensive tackles or pass rushers. No one's trading up to get a quarterback because these quarterbacks stink.
Yeah, they're very mid.
All of them. No, I think mid might be generous because they're pretty bad. They resemble something I took earlier today. Like, it's bad. Mm-hmm. They stink. Sam Howell couldn't even beat Florida State.
No, he couldn't.
And Florida State stinks. Not to tie back to Florida State twice already in the segment, but...
Yeah, wow, what a shit on the Noles, man.
Hey, Florida State stinks. Sam Howell couldn't beat them. So, I'm just saying. That's how bad Sam Howell, in my opinion, is. But, I mean, for the offensive line market, there was Brandon Scherf as a guard. There's Cam Robinson, Nate Soldier from the Giants. Teron Armstead is interesting if the Saints decide to let him go. He's someone we could still target. I just don't think the Jags are done in regards to the offensive line.
Well,
in terms of free agency.
And there you go. That's a great segue into the next part of the talk I wanted to have is free agency starts, next week?
Next week.
Well, who are we looking at now? Obviously, you mentioned the receivers that are off the market. I still think we need to look at a receiver. We should have needs all over the board. Who's one person that you're looking at right now?
So NFL free agency starts technically March 16th at 4 p.m. However, everyone knows that the NFL free agency really starts 2 days before because of the legal tampering period. In regards to the needs for Jacksonville needs pretty much everything except quarterback, in my opinion. They need a running back because you can't rely on the two that we currently have because they can't stay healthy. Granted, 2 career-threatening injuries, so we'll see about that. Tight end, I'm not relying on Dan Arnold as our number 1. I'm sorry, no. Dalton Schultz got franchised. Mike Gesicki got franchised. David Njoku got franchised. There's not much left in the tight end market. There's Zach Ertz, which everyone loves.
That's the biggest one that everyone talks about. I don't know. I'm not too big on him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Zach Ertz. He's just older for me. Granted, he won't hurt Trevor. There's Jimmy Graham. Okay, I'll pass. There's CJ Uzomah, who I'm not opposed to. There's Kyle Rudolph, who just got cut by the Giants. There's Rob Gronkowski, but we all know Rob's going to go to a winner or team up with his friend Tom Brady whenever he comes back, if he ever comes back.
Oh, I was going to say when he comes back. Whoa, Mike, what do you know?
If he comes back. But, yeah, tight end needs to be fixed. Receiver needs to be a huge attention, or the proper way of saying it, needs to be the number 1
target.
Need filled, I think. That and pass rush. Because Jags have no pass rush. So defensive line needs help. Offensive line, like I said, needs help. Receiver needs help. Linebackers need help. You can't rely on Miles Jack. And secondary needs help. So there's a lot of people that the Jags can target. My top targets are J.C. Jackson, former Patriots corner who did not get franchised by the Patriots. Chandler Jones, pass rusher from the Cardinals, who I would love to have him because he is a big pass rusher. Harold Landry from the Titans, linebacker. And Allen Robinson, former Jaguar receiver, who is now a free agent, and the Jags can go get him. Now, those are some big names that I mentioned, but Jags have the money to do it. They have over, $50 million, $60 million?
I think it's $60 million.
Now, I don't know how much it is after the franchise tag, but either way.
Sure.
You're looking at least about $40 million to make this work. So, go and get some players. They need to help Trevor one way or another because if they don't get a free agency, They're going to have to do it in the draft. And we all know how Jaguars draft history is in the last decade.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so scared for the draft. But, I mean, with Allen Robinson, with the deal that Mike Williams just got.
No, I'm not paying him that much.
But do you think he's going to command that much? I
No,
mean, he's older.
To be fair, Mike Williams did have a good 2021 season. Allen Robinson did not. That's why, if Allen Robinson gets that, then we're going to have to just hit on these receivers in the draft.
Yeah.
Because Allen Robinson is 28 years old, drafted in 2014. Mike Williams is 27 years old. He's older, an older receiver, but he was drafted in 2017. So Allen Robinson's technically younger based on age, technically.
Well, what do you think?
Drafted in 2014.
Right. What do you think of Michael Gallup?
I would rather trade for Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Which is another target the Jags can go after.
Yeah.
Trade for Amari Cooper. Trade for DK Metcalf. Trade for Tyler Lockett. As we saw, Seattle blew everything up, which we're about to discuss here in a little bit. Like, it looks like people think they blew it up. I think they kind of did, but kind of didn't.
They got a lot in return.
I mean, that's a Super Bowl winning quarterback who's still a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. So, I mean, I think that the Jags need to address this offense one way or another. And it has to be over the next few weeks.
Russell Gage.
Pass.
Okay. All right. I'm just
we
throwing
already
some
have
names out
that
there.
technically in Marvin Jones.
You know, a lot of names that I saw thrown out there today? Or one name that I saw thrown out a lot today?
Laquan Treadwell?
No.
Laviska Shenault, because he sucks.
Juju.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that as a number 2 or number 3.
As a number 2, exactly. And that's what people were using the example
if you're
as.
telling me, so Jags receivers going into next year would be Amari Cooper, Juju Smith-Schuster, Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault.
And you draft someone at 33. I think that would be good.
I'm fine with that. Now, if I would love to trade Shenault for a bag of chips, I'll do it. I hate
2 bags of chips. I want one.
I hate Laviska Shenault.
We know.
I would trade.
Skylar's not here to defend him, but I don't like
him for
him.
a pen. I don't care. Pen's more reliable than he is.
Like a gel pen or ballpoint?
Either one that's still more reliable than Laviska Shenault.
I don't know, man. I've got a lot of broken pens in my day. I'd be pretty upset.
I would trade him for a gallon of gas right now.
Well, okay. Well, now you're talking way too much money.
Wait, no, that's good. I don't give a shit. Chenault is not worth.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we're profiting with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're asking for too much. I mean,
half a gallon, I'm good.
Oh man, that would be the dream. Well, I don't know. I agree with you. We have a lot of picks. I think you made the case for J.C. Jackson. I think
I really like J.C. Jackson. I like him in New England. He was a really good player for Bill Belichick in that defense. I'm actually a little surprised that he is not. He could come back to New England. We don't know, but I think he wants to get paid. Which, I won't say Florida State again. Jacksonville has the money to pay this man. So,
and he's kind of upset with New England because they didn't really want him. So
yeah, because they think Stephon Gilmore is better. But no, they traded Gilmore, didn't they?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't like him.
I think they traded Gilmore.
Regardless, we've got a lot to work with. And how come it just seems like this free agent class?
Oh yeah, he's on the Panthers now. We're way off.
Is like the lamest free agent class. Like when we actually have money to spend, or ready to spend.
We had money last year. We didn't spend.
That's
anything.
why I'm saying ready to spend. We weren't ready last year because we're stupid. But this year we have a new ball coach.
That's because we had a nincompoop running the team.
We still have a nincompoop
we had
running.
2 nincompoops running the team. One of them didn't know how to run a roster, let alone how to. He wanted to recruit players. I can't get over that. He thinks it's still college, but this other nincompoop that's running the team is he's just gonna be cheap. So we'll see. Hopefully he's not cheap this year because Jags lucked into Trevor Lawrence last year. God, I hope we don't screw this up again.
Well, we'll be here with the post first week free agency coverage. Since we won't record next week, we'll record the week after, and we'll have everything. Hopefully, some good updates for you all because I'd hate to go through another free agency and be like, all right, well, Mike, we've got
let's hype up Roy Robertson Harris.
pee poo poo. Yeah, golly, Please don't let me have to do that again. Hopefully we have some nice names to
No
talk to you
offense
about.
to RRH, but still, like...
That shouldn't be our marquee signing, you know?
Yeah.
We need to have something better than that.
Jamal Agnew was actually the best signing we had last year.
Yeah, wait, you didn't say him when you were talking about receivers. I mean...
He
showed some flashes.
He's a special team. I'd rather keep him as a returner.
Agreed, but, I mean, in a pinch...
Yeah, in a pinch, which we needed him this year.
We really did need him. But yeah, so we'll be here with that coverage for you. Of course, thank you all for listening on all platforms, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or SoundCloud or Spotify. We appreciate you guys listening. So transferring into our next segment, it's going to be a little more broad. We're going to talk about everything that happened today. Holy crap, Mike. I mean, you guys hit me up. I told you a couple people hit me up about the Aaron Rodgers news. Now, technically... He tweets out and says it's not the $200 million deal. He just says he isn't signed yet, but he is returning to the Packers. Which, whatever. He's a diva.
So over the last 2-3 years, were you tired of this as a Packers fan? Like the drama, unnecessary drama just to get paid?
So, being a dual fan in the Jags and the Packers, I was able to ignore a lot of the stuff that was happening.
That's because the Jags
up in Green Bay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was able to ignore what was happening in Green Bay and all that. I wasn't focusing fully on that. Probably because I was so depressed about the Jags and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I think he's a diva. Yeah, I think he's a kind of a shitty human being. But he's a good quarterback. And I don't care what anyone says. Oh, he has this many playoff wins. He's this many. I don't care. He's better than your quarterback, most likely.
So if he's there for the next 4 years... Let's just say whatever rumor, 3 years, 4 years.
Right.
He doesn't win a Super Bowl. Was this all worth it? If he puts up, let's say, MVP type numbers, consistently 12 wins, 11 wins in the playoffs, continuing your division reign as division champs for the next 3 years.
If he's actually teaching Jordan Love anything, yeah, it's worth it. But if not, no. I mean, but I'd rather be...
Yeah, that Jordan Love thing
I don't know.
Get real interesting.
It's really tough because I'd rather be 12-6 or whatever the schedule. Yeah, no, that's right. That's a record you can be. Yeah, 12-6. It's 18. No, 12-5.
12-5. Yeah.
Sorry, I'd rather be 12-5 and losing the first or second round of the playoffs than be 1-15. That's how I look at it.
You get best of both worlds there.
Yeah, and it's both of them suck. But I mean, I'd much rather be a Packers fan right now than a Bears fan because all they do is bitch and moan about the Packers and stuff like that. It's like, man, y'all just suck.
Did you see my retweet?
Oh, dude, I retweeted it too. I was
the Justice
dying.
Mosikis, whatever. I forgot his last name.
Wait,
Justice.
no.
Oh, okay, I'll show it to you after.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the one where you're Rick and Morty about.
That's the Rick and Morty. He's the one. He's the one who posted it.
Yeah, no, I retweeted that.
Okay.
It's Rick and Morty and the episode where they just barely survive and they get back into their spaceship and they're just like.
I thought it was absolutely
overcome
hilarious.
with emotion, and it was Bears fans after realizing Aaron Rodgers is there for four more years.
Yeah.
Good, own the Bears.
I'm not gonna play it now.
Yeah, don't play it. It's not appropriate. But oh yeah, and it is what it is. Now, hopefully, he's made his nuisance known to they were actually build around him.
Are the Packers the top team in the NFC next year? I mean, it's still early to tell, obviously, but they just re-signed Devontae Adams for a franchise tag for 1 year.
No,
not the number one seed.
No.
Really? Who would get number one seed?
I don't know, but I just don't think they will. I think they'll fuck up some way, and it'll just.
I think the Rams will get number one seed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. They're losing a lot of pieces. I guess it depends on who they re-sign to.
Because it ain't gonna be Dallas. We already know they choke every year. Rams, Green Bay, Tampa's losing a lot. So, I mean, Green Bay could have it.
It should be. It should be in their favor, but they somehow always lose some stupid game in the middle of the year that they shouldn't against, like, Minnesota, and it's like, why did they lose that game?
I mean, it didn't matter. They just lost in the worst game possible in the NFC divisional round where they could have smoked They would have smoked the Rams, in my opinion. But that's another day.
And that's why I think next year will be. I mean, I haven't looked at the Packers' schedule for next season, so I don't know. Obviously, they'll be playing, the top team in each division that they play. But
yeah.
I think the dice could fall that way. They just need to really make sure that they keep that same energy on defense, and hopefully sign a couple guys and the receiver. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. God, I can't even say that.
Marquez Valdez
MVS.
Scantling.
Scantling, walk. Let him go, dude. I don't want him. Maybe we should sign DJ. He might actually fit up there.
All right, you took Alan Lazard. You can take DJ Chark now. Great, lovely.
Yeah, yeah. Lazard's turned into a nice little piece. Well, the other news was Russell Wilson.
You know what pissed me off about this?
What?
I completely forgot about this until loyal listener John, my cousin John Yazji, texted our group chat. The Jaguars play the Broncos this year in Jacksonville.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
So Denver Broncos now have Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's cool. We get to see Russ.
I don't give a fuck. They're going to win by 35. It'll probably be week 1, too. Schedule us. Please, NFL, let the Broncos play the Jags week 1 so we can just take this L already. Or maybe surprise the world and beat them, let them struggle. Because, God, are you kidding me? That AFC West, by the way, is now loaded with quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, all 4 of them. I mean...
And Derek Carr is the worst quarterback in the league. He's actually not a bad quarterback.
He's probably second in most divisions.
Yeah. He'd be second in our division. Actually, might be first in our division.
Might be first in ours.
In the AFC South, he'd be second in the NFC, second or third in the AFC North. He'd definitely be second in the AFC East. But like, it's stupid. It's really getting annoying with that. But Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. Denver got a lot in exchange for, Denver gave up a lot for Russell Wilson. Denver sent their first-round pick this year, second-round pick
That's the 9th overall
this year,
pick, 40th overall pick,
2023 first and second-round picks, Denver's 2022 fifth-round pick in exchange for Seattle's 2022 fourth-round pick. Also, Denver sent away Drew Lock, and they also sent Noah Fant to the
Noah Fant's nothing to
Seattle
scoff
Seahawks
at.
as well. So, and I think it was someone else. Oh, they got a defensive lineman. I cannot remember the name.
Shelby Harris.
Oh, there we go. Shelby Harris. So they got a lot for Russell Wilson. But, I mean...
Tools to build.
To be fair, Seattle needed a rebuild quick, and they got some key pieces. And Denver just gets their quarterback. And now I kind of also feel bad for Vic Fangio. He built the team, and then he gets fired, and they get a quarterback, which I don't know if they would have done that before. But either way, Denver gets their quarterback after striking out on Rodgers earlier in the day. Within an hour later, they get the quarterback. And Jerry Jeudy's tweets today were actually pretty funny. I don't know if you saw them, but
I did, yeah.
When Rodgers got re-signed, he tweeted a side-eye emoji. Like he was like, "What the hell?" And then he tweeted an hour and a half later, "Oh, we lit," with the fire emoji upon finding out of Russell Wilson being traded to the Broncos. So I thought that was actually pretty funny. And everyone was saying they better hope that Judy's not part of that trade.
Yeah. Over under 1.5 years for Pete Carroll.
In Seattle?
Yeah.
Due to firing or retirement?
Either or. I think he retires.
I think he will go 2 years. If you put the over under 2.5, that's where I'm iffy. I think he stays this next year and the year after because he gets now a pick, so he can decide if he wants a quarterback or not.
That's fair. Not really a lot to look at for quarterback wise, and he has Drew Lock, and he's not good. So yeah.
If anyone wants to look up Drew Lock, just look up Drew Lock singing to Jeezy.
Gosh, yeah.
That was the only thing everyone knows him for. I mean, it's actually pretty impressive.
Right. So another one, just to touch on, Mike Williams lands a $60 million deal, which is what I was talking about earlier when would Allen Robinson command that much? I don't think he could because I think he's a little old for that. Oh. And lastly, I want to touch on Calvin Ridley suspended 1 year for betting. I know you have some strong feelings about this.
Not strong feelings, but okay. Calvin Ridley should not be suspended for a year, in my opinion. Sure, he bet on games. Sure, he bet on the Falcons, the team he currently played for last year. My problem is he was off the team taking a mental break doing this. So technically he wasn't impacting the game one way or another. My thing is, First off, he's a genius for betting on against the Jaguars that one week when he was in.
Oh,
Florida.
did they release everything that he did?
Oh, he down. Okay, this is how stupid Calvin Ridley is. So I kind of actually somewhat agree with the punishment. This idiot knows that it's illegal per NFL rules, no player can bet on games.
Right.
Everyone knows that. At least majority of people know that. Calvin Ridley, this dumb, decides when the Falcons were playing the Jaguars this year in Jacksonville, I want to say week 14 or whatever. It was later in the year. He was obviously in Florida, probably supporting the team or whatnot. I don't know if he was actually around team activities or whatever. This dummy decides to download the Hard Rock Sportsbook app when it was legal here. So that's his first strike. Second strike. This idiot puts in his address and his real name. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, you put your social security number.
Yes, you do.
So that's strike 2. Strike 3, you actually legally place a bet with your name and your address and your social security number. How dumb can you be as an NFL player? You can't have a friend place these bets for you?
That was my argument, you know?
Like,
hey, cousin that doesn't play in the NFL, yo, I'm gonna slide you some money. Wink, wink.
And
you
the
know
Hard
what to
Rock
do.
Sportsbook agreed, because they are a sponsor of not only the Jaguar Stadium in terms of the fan experience area,
yep,
where it used to be where the cabanas are, where the cabanas are, and the name of the stadium in South Florida where the Dolphins play. You don't think they're going to talk to the NFL like, hey, we have a player by the name of Calvin Ridley, who put a $1,500 wager, and because of that, this man had the worst bet of all time. He put $1,500 on the line, yet he lost $11 million because he is suspended for a year.
Kapow!
I have never seen anyone stupider than that in my life when it comes to betting, but of course, some pro athletes aren't the brightest. However, now we don't know. Now the memes that came out after this, absolutely hysterical. Or someone put a meme of Calvin Ridley's face and it slowly transitioned into Michael Jordan when he put, I don't have a gambling problem, which we all know Michael Jordan had a gambling problem, which is rumored why he retired the first time in the NBA 30 years ago. By the way, does that feel weird?
Stop. Don't say
30
that.
years ago.
30 years ago is the 70s, man. Come on, man. Don't do that to me.
But yeah, I don't think Calvin Ridley should have been suspended for 1 year for betting. I think he should maybe suspended 6 games, 7 games. But my thing is, NFL doesn't care because they let people beat their wives, their kids.
And that's where I'm going to jump in right here. Yeah, I'm going to jump in right here because
for 3
Nick
games,
Looney, 901, I don't even know who he is, but he tweets, Ray Rice beating his fiance.
2 games.
2 games. Adrian Peterson, felony child abuse, 6 games. Greg Hardy, beating girlfriend, 10 games, reduced to 4. Ezekiel Elliott, hitting women, 6 games.
I forgot about that Zeke one.
Yeah. Calvin Ridley, 17 games for betting.
I mean, I get
Josh Gordon, 6 seasons for smoking weed.
For smoking weed.
You can't tell me that smoking weed or, betting on a game is worse than beating a human being.
The NFL, I get why they freaked out and suspended for a year. It's the integrity of the game. I get it.
And that's all professional sports because Pete Rose should be in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yes. Now, with Calvin Ridley, the problem is he was not even playing. He was not a member of the team. This is when he took his mental break. He's not on the team. If he wasn't getting paid by the NFL, he should not be subject to these rules, in my opinion.
Yeah, wait. On this list, there isn't even Deshaun Watson. Holy shit. Yes,
well, Deshaun Watson is still...
But it's all allegations. Yes, I know. But it's still like...
Though, to be fair,
those things are 55 women? 55?
It was 25, I thought.
No,
either way. Are you sure?
It's way more than that.
I think it was 25. Anyway, that's... besides the point, whether it's 1 woman or 55 or 25, it's still too many. The problem is, if he was not on the team, he should not be suspended, in my opinion. But that's...
I think he should still be suspended, but just not for as long. I still think you shouldn't bet because you are still...
He bet on the team to win.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I know my Falcons fan friends are sick, but...
And for people that enjoy betting, that was a great night yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or was it Monday?
It was 2 nights ago, I think.
Well, today's Tuesday, so Sunday night?
Yeah, I think it was. Who cares?
No,
anyway.
it was Monday. It was Monday afternoon because I remember it was Monday afternoon. I remember it broke Monday afternoon because look at
Oh yeah, because I was sending
24 hours. Yeah,
I was sending stuff.
There were some funny memes about it. So, degenerates unite, and we learned that Calvin Johnson is one of us.
Well, let's switch gears into our final segment. A little bit of local talk. We're gonna have Skylar Chase join us here real quick to talk a little PGA tour.
PGA Tour,
I
Players'
kind of meant
Championship?
the Players' Championship. That's what I wanted to say. And Coastal Indoor Golf's involvement. So now we welcome Skylar to the program. Skylar remote tonight out at Coastal Indoor Golf, and that's actually where the question stems from today. So the Players' Championship is going on this week. Today, well, right now as we're recording is Military Appreciation Day, and there's a concert going on, which luckily, hopefully, there isn't a lot of precipitation on that right now. But Skylar, I ask you, Coastal is always doing things during this week. So where can we find Coastal during the Players' Championship week?
Yeah, I mean, with players in this area, that's just, to me, the official kickoff of golf season. We get super busy during the Players, and then we have some mobile events. And like you mentioned with the weather tonight, that's kind of been the thing we've been looking at all week. It's 90% chance rain on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we've been keeping an eye on for that because Friday we have 2 mobile events. Well, Friday through Sunday. We plan to have a simulator up at Atlantic Beach Barbecue, which we did last year. We had it up for a couple days, and anyone going out there to eat can go play and such. But with the weather, it's up in the air. We're just kind of monitoring that. And if not this weekend, maybe we do like a Sunday, Monday, depending on the tournament finish. Obviously, that weather's going to affect that. And then the other event we have on Friday is a private event at a nice house on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, right on the ocean. Some type of house that you would only see in like Grand Theft Auto when you up your leveling and such. It's one of the nicest houses I've ever been in. It's just pretty cool. It's the event is being hosted by the Len Matisse Foundation. So he's just a former tour player. His claim to fame is finishing second in the Masters and just being a local product. So got to meet Len at another event that he hosted at the facility here in Jags Beach, but this one's going to be at a house that belongs to well, I shouldn't say who belongs to, but it's a guy who works at UNF, high up in UNF, and they're putting together a nice foundation or charity event for the foundation and such. And it's just really cool to be involved with people like that and just kind of just experience different parts of town that I never thought I'd see. I drive down Ponte Vedra Boulevard not often, but I've driven down it a few times, through my life because I lived in St. Johns County throughout my high school life. But actually getting to go on the property of one of these houses that, right on the river, gated, and
gorgeous,
it's incredible. So,
oh, that sounds awesome. Hopefully the weather does hold out. I know today, at least on my side of town, it was a 70% chance after 1 o'clock, like for the rest of the evening, and it only rained in spurts for a couple hours each. So hopefully it does hold up. Go out and see Skylar and Coastal Indoor Golf at ABBQ. And check out the Players if you've never been. It's a great experience. It's kind of ironic, though, Skylar, because didn't they change the tournament to March to combat the rain that happens in May?
Well, it's a combination of that, and also in May, the course conditions play a lot firmer. It's just so much hotter out there.
True. Yeah, the heat was a big thing.
Yeah, so now you get really nice weather days. I mean, with this rain, obviously the rain's an issue, but come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, it's just going to be really beautiful in the area, and that's what they're hoping for when they play. But you can't control Mother Nature, so.
No, you can't. She will just fight back. So thanks for that update, Skylar. We will check back in with you. Hopefully in 2 weeks we'll have you back on the episode.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely everyone just keep out look out on Coastal's Instagram and stuff, because if we're not able to, with the weather, we're going to be packed too. So people are going to want to play golf still. So everyone's coming.
Yeah.
People coming to town from all over to come for the players and to play golf. And it's not going to be anywhere you can play golf on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday except for Coastal. So definitely keep that in mind.
Absolutely. And that, if you don't know, is at Coastal Indoor Golf. No underscores, no nothing special, just straight up Coastal Indoor Golf. So give them a follow if you don't. Skylar, thanks for popping in. We hope to hear from you again soon. All right, buddy?
Yeah, y'all have a good night, and look forward to seeing y'all again.
So we thank Skylar for coming on for that quick segment there. And two more things to wrap up on, Mike. One,
this is a longer episode than normal.
Yeah, we actually had some stuff to talk about today, which is
about
nice.
time. It's an off season.
Yeah, off season episodes. Can't wait till we go back to once a week, because we're gonna have a field day with those, because we'll actually have content
and probably less and more losses to talk about.
Shut up. Well, speaking of content, we've got some content for you that involves potentially winning some stuff. We're going to do a Dimes on Duval March Madness pool, and Mike's going to head it up because I don't know what the fuck to do.
Hang on. How are we doing? Okay.
It's up to you, dude.
Are we doing it for the listeners? Because I usually do one for just people in general, like with or without them listening to the episode.
Shit, we should do one special for the listeners.
So a separate one.
Yeah, why not? For me, you, and Skylar to be in, and then whoever listens that wants to join.
That works for free, obviously.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't charge them.
Well,
we give them a, have a little giveaway if they beat us.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to join in on the money one, reach out to me, because I'll do a separate one for that. $10, but that's different. But I can run that. That's not a bad idea, actually. So yeah, if anyone wants to do a March Madness bracket this upcoming week, because it really starts in a week, let me know. Or tweet at Dimes on Duval.
I think I'll tweet actually something and be like, hey, if you're interested, reply below, or send us a DM or something like that.
Yeah.
To open it up to them.
And what we'll do is we'll put it on Instagram as well. If you are interested, definitely just reply back.
Slide up on the story.
Slide up on the story, reply back. Or, what's it called? Just reply back to a question that I'll either myself, Keith, or Skylar will put up on Instagram stating, are you interested in Dimes on Duval? Just reply back to us one way or another.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys in there.
We'll make it accessible for you guys. You just keep on the lookout, and within tomorrow or the next day, we'll get it posted.
And
so
our Instagram is at Dimes on Duval, just if you want to give us a follow and get us to...
Same with Twitter, and of course you can find us on Facebook.
200 followers on Instagram. And have we broken 100 on Twitter?
No, we're at 99 on Twitter. If you don't follow us on Twitter, please, from the goodness of your heart, just go give us a follow. We're at 99 follows. I just want to see triple digits, man.
That's the goal. So you got the social medias just plugged there, and obviously search us on Facebook. But that little tournament challenge was kind of sprung up on me just there, but I was confused with that one. But yeah, I'm definitely down.
I wanted to throw you a little curveball.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to run the pool for Dimes on Duval listeners and followers and subscribers. So let me know if you guys are interested. Once again, it'll be free to anyone that wants to join, and the winner will get a prize of, well, TBD, whether it's a gift card or
sticker, a shirt, something. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Mike, we have one last segment before we go.
Will we go over an hour? Is that the segment?
No. NASCAR 101, man. We're at 48 minutes. We're fine. NASCAR 101. You got a question?
Yeah, what? Okay, so the other day I was flipping through, what was it, Sunday? It was a break in college basketball. So I went on NASCAR, and I saw something that was like stage 1, stage 2, or whatever. What are those stages? Because I remember NASCAR did a change before. It was used to be one whole big race, and now they broke it up into stages, I guess. I just don't know how recent it was.
Yeah, so I think it's been like 6 years. Or how long ago was 2017? I think that's when it was. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 5 years? Yeah, okay. So 5 years. They broke it out from the traditional, you start the race, you race,
all the way to
the
the
race,
end. Yeah.
And that's it. every race now has 3 stages, with I think the exception of like one race that has 4. Every time you go through, when you win a stage, it's not like winning the race. So you win the first stage, you win the second stage, that's cool. It's not cumulative, it's nothing like that. If you win that third stage, you win the race. Each time you win a stage, though, you get points on a 10-to-1 scale. So the top 10 receive points, with obviously the top one winning 10 points, the lowest receiving 1 point. And the winner of the stage also receives 1 playoff point. So playoff points are really important these days because, excuse me, it basically gets to the point where if you win a race, you're going to be in the playoffs. But with those playoff points, if you're one of the few that haven't won a race and you're still in the playoff hunt, those playoff points will really come in clutch.
So it's like those are like little challenges, mini challenges within a race.
Yeah, so it splits the race up. It reduces long green flag runs, which sometimes either make the race boring or just make it to where the leader is just running away with the race. I mean, shoot. Back in like probably before I was ever watching, in like the 70s and stuff, there were races where sometimes the winner was winning by like 2 laps to the second place car. That's absurd.
So there was lap twice.
They were lapping the second place race car.
I thought
that's what I did in video games when I put it on like super easy mode.
I always thought it was weird that NASCAR drivers lapped each other because they're all going like 180 miles an hour. Like I don't know how you got caught or lapped.
That's the thing with bigger teams. They have more funding. They're able to tweak cars differently. Some cars just aren't going to be that competitive because it's hard to get a really good engine. I mean, that's the thing. They still build their engines, so they're all going to be different in that regard. But anyway, with the stages, it's kind of just like keeping the pack together. You're not spacing out too much. It causes more like intense moments. Sometimes they race really hard to get those stage wins, which is entertaining to me. I didn't like it at first, but it's kind of grown on me. So next time if you're watching a race, look out for the stage. You'll see the green and a white checker flag instead of a black and white checkered flag for stage 1 and stage 2. And then stage 3, of course, is the traditional black and white checkered flag. So there you have it. NASCAR 101 with Mike Yaji.
So I do want to give a special shout out to loyal listener and voice of the Dolphins, Scott Manzi. He did tweet today, just literally 10 minutes ago, about how he feels about the JU Dolphins team. And he also did mention the fact that the NCAA has a terrible rule.
Archaic rule. I love that.
See, this is what I like about Scott. He comes up with words I would have never thought of to describe certain things.
He's a walking thesaurus.
Yeah. So we need to get him back on the podcast soon in regards to discuss many things with him, including his, especially the time covering this team, this near tournament team, but and other things. So hopefully we get Scott on the podcast very soon.
Scott, obviously you are a loyal listener, as Mike said. So if you are listening, please let us know. We'd love to have you on the next episode, most likely. That way we can...
free agency, maybe give him a breather.
Well, I mean, we can talk about the JU season.
Yeah.
We can talk about baseball that's happening right now. And we can talk about just the face of athletics and where it's going, in the future. There's a lot of things happening. He's in a more important role now with the university. And I think it'd be a really interesting thing to have.
I'm looking up JU's schedule as we speak to see if they have a game. But we'll figure it out with Scott.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Off air.
Anyway, thank you all for listening to another great episode.
I love how we're trying to schedule an interview with Scott without even talking to Scott.
Hey, I mean, I saw him the other night at the Jacksonville State game for the first time in like a month and a half. Our schedules have just been wacky. But regardless, thank you all for listening to another episode of Dimes on Duval. For Mike Yaji and his, what does it say on your shirt? Land of the free, home of the brave.
Under Armour.
Nice. And me in my Dimes on Duval shirt because I rep the podcast while we're on the podcast.
I'm not about to wear a Dimes on Duval shirt. I could have, but...
I'm wearing my JU hat as well with the waddle on it for the football program. But anyway, Thank you all for tuning in. I really was just trying to stretch it out to an hour, but we're going to be cut off at 54 minutes. Add the music
I got something
in.
that could make you go to an
No,
hour.
no.
That's actually curious.
What? I hope no one cut off the episode when they heard me wrapping up, and you're going to talk about something else.
No,
What
because
is it?
then they'll see the podcast keep going.
What is it?
So, someone mentioned to me, well, not even someone, I'm going to say, Julia mentioned to me that she thinks that all we talk about is drama this about football. Like, we're talking about the free agency last 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Sure.
She was like, Bachelor and Bachelorette and football are about the same thing. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, there's drama on both sides. I was
About
like,
the same thing.
I'm like, you bring up a good point. There's drama no matter what. There's always heartbreak one way or another because fans get heartbroken. Players get heartbroken.
There's no roses unless you count the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, they get... And also, in sports, the biggest form of a championship for every championship-winning athlete is what?
The Super Bowl?
Well, I'm saying in regards to any sport.
Oh,
what do they get?
A ring?
Yeah, and what is that?
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, have you ever watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
I have not. So...
I watched... I don't know. I guess The
she's
Bachelor...
going to love that we're talking about this.
The Bachelor's the one with the dude as the star, I think.
Yes.
Which
yes.
would, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. I watched Ben from like...
Wait, so Bachelor is the guy, like the only one guy looking for a girl.
Yeah, one guy has the chicks going after him. I remember I was like, so like after like one girl, I was like, I want her to be with Ben because she was quiet. They never interviewed her, and she just quietly kept advancing. And I'm like, how is this girl advancing? She's not getting, because she wasn't overly dramatic. She wasn't annoying, anything like that. She was actually really really cool, and she had a great accent too. I remember that, but she ended up getting cut off like Elite 8. I don't know how they seeded or anything
Elite
like that. But she was cut off a little too early for my opinion. But yeah, no, it was the season with Ben. I remember watching that, and there were some psycho women on there, dude.
Oh, there's psycho. Yeah, I can believe
There's psycho
it.
both ends.
I mean, there's psycho athletes too, so it all makes sense. It all ties together.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. Maybe we should have him on The Bachelor.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so when she brought that up, I'm like, you actually bring up a good point. Like Bachelor, Bachelorette, it's kind of the same as football, with the drama and the think about it today with the drama.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, king of drama.
Yeah. All right, Julia. I'll give you props where props are due. They are pretty similar. Now, will I sit down and watch another episode anytime soon? Probably not. But I think you should make Mike watch so he can talk to you.
She's
about
already
it.
trying to. She's already trying to.
Plant that seed. We're at 57 minutes. Okay.
I got nothing.
Antonio Brown, though. I mentioned him. Did you see the news that he was interested in buying the Broncos?
With what money?
Him and Kanye.
And again, with what money?
Kanye's got money.
He has a high school in California, Donda Academy, that I don't understand how people still go to that school. They support that school.
LeBron James has a high school.
LeBron built a school for kids to get better education.
So wait, what's wrong with Kanye's school? Does it
I
not
don't think
teach
it's for
them?
education. I think it's just for basketball. It's kind of
really?
like IMG. I don't know if
All right,
IMG's.
well, let me pull it up real quick.
It's kind of like how
2 minutes.
it's kind of like how Tim Tebow went to Nice, even though he didn't really go to school there.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
So
Donda High School. Donda Academy Prep School.
I don't believe it's actually a prep. I think it's
Bro,
just,
look at the picture.
What is the picture?
It's just a fence.
Yeah, so
It's open 24
click on how
hours.
much does it cost to go to Donda. I guarantee you it's probably a couple $1,000s a month.
Do.
Tuition free, my ass.
I don't know. I'm waiting for it to load.
Fucking Kanye.
I don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. Later that day, Donda Academy.
Yeah, but I don't think any of these kids. The only reason I know more about the Donda Academy is because I listened to a
A kid
podcast.
named Braden Moore wants to go there. That's
Okay.
stupid.
I listened to a podcast that I know Scott Manzi listens to. He's the one who actually kind of got me hooked on it.
What, Rosillo?
No, the former Ringer employees, Titus and Tate. And they actually just went to a Donda Academy game, and they're like, what the hell is this garbage? Like, these kids are not, like, actual... He doesn't think any of them... They don't think any of them are going to the NBA, so... it's a waste of time, in my opinion. But
4-star prospect Zion Cruz, Jalen Hooks, and Brandon White are also headed to Donda Academy.
I don't know, but I'm just saying. I thought that was bizarre, but yeah. So that just reminded me.
And
what
5-star Robert Dillingham and Ja'Kai Howard.
Oh, apparently like a sweatshirt at Donda Academy, just a black sweatshirt. Guess how much it would cost them? If they were talking about it on the podcast last week.
$400.
$150 for just a black simple sweatshirt. I'm like, what? So I guess that's where Kanye is making his money, because he's divorced and he's got to pay out for his kids.
And Mike, guess what?
We just hit an hour.
We just hit an hour. Let's go. Woo!
People are gonna hate us after the first 20 minutes.
I don't care. Great job, Mike.
But yeah, so I actually did not know about the AB news about trying to buy the Broncos, but
let me make sure that was real, because I saw it on Twitter and I don't want to leave you guys astray. Antonio Brown, Broncos. Yeah, he's extremely serious about buying the Broncos with Kanye West.
He's also extremely serious because he's gonna end up having CTE.
I don't think they would allow them to buy them.
I mean, they can, if they have enough money, they're gonna go to the highest team, or not highest team.
I don't know.
Also, I didn't realize I was a pun on words with Denver, but
yeah,
I didn't realize that until I just said it. But no, I mean, they're gonna go. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. Broncos are for sale, so it's interesting. So.
I mean, Kanye is a net worth of $6.6 billion.
That's chump change. Buy the Jaguars, Kanye, please.
I'm good.
I'd rather him than Khan. Actually,
I'd rather have Shad Khan. I'm sorry. We're going to end on that note. Thanks for listening to another episode.
We'll put a poll. Would you rather have Kanye West on the Jaguars or Shad Khan on the Jaguars?
Dimes on Duval for Mike Yashi. I am Keith Manzi. Skylar Offsite.
Fire Trent Baalke, or I will show up to every Jags game in my clown outfit next year.